we are live. We are going to see if they send my live out. If not, you guys can do playback because it's been a minute. It has been a minute, but I am back. So I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to come on in. And hopefully it sends my notification out. Ooh. So I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to come on in. Hold on, I got double feedback going on here. It sends my notification out. Ooh. So let's see, double feedback. I got double feedback going on. All right, that should handle it. That should handle it. Hey, Kelly Kales. I am back. Hey, Ashley. Ashley, I text you. You know I'm bad with the texting, Ashley. You know I'm bad with the texting, Ashley. But I did respond to your text message. And thank you for checking in on me, Ashley. I appreciate that. Hey, I already know who Nomadic Goddess is. I don't even got to... Jasmine, I already know that's you. Let's see. Hey, Tosh, how you doing? All right, y'all. Hey, Karen. Hey, sister. I was just saying, sister, I think you texted me a while ago, too. You got it. That's fine, Ashley. I already know how it is. Hey, Nana, how are you? Welcome, everybody. I am back. So it's been a minute. We're going to do check-in. But before I go forward, I really wanted just to make an announcement. So I'm starting another 100-day journey, right? And we're popping that off in Aries season, all right? So we're going to go for another 100 days. This one is going to be I Am My Own Guru. And we're going to be launching that, my loves, next Monday. Thank you, Tosh. We're going to be launching this 100-day I Am My Own Guru journey starting next Monday. All right. So I wanted to come on. I wanted to kind of like catch up with you guys because it's been a minute. I know I've been missing for a minute. A lot has happened. I needed to step away and take a break, y'all. Energy was showing up in my body. When I kind of disappeared, I was walking around like this, like my shoulders were up like this, you know. You was thinking about me this morning? Hey, Kim. Kim is back. All right. I had to really bounce because there was some personal stuff going on and I was taking care of everybody else and I needed to take care of myself. When I left, being an energy healer, being an intuitive reader, I literally had so much pent up energy in my body that I was walking around like this. Like shoulders up, literally like this. I would have to say, put your shoulders down, put your shoulders down, put your shoulders down. And then eventually I find up winding, going in to see a chiropractor. My back was out of alignment. So I'm going through that process now. But I can tell you guys, it was a lot of pain. I was in bed pretty much for the whole month of January. The whole month of January, I was in bed. I got so backed up in things that I needed to do behind the scenes that by the time February hit, I was in bed all of January. A nice part of December, I was also in bed. So energetically, I needed to take care of myself. And so I can't give any apologies for that, y'all. Like I needed to shut down and I needed to take care of myself. I also needed to slow down so I can hear clearly again, right? Because we are now standing in the new timelines that we talked about. I know like maybe a year and a half to 2 years ago, right? You're going to start the same. Oh, what's an ozone treatment, Nana? You know you're going to have to fill me in. I don't know what that is. I don't know what an ozone treatment is, Nana, so you're going to have to fill me in. Hold on one second, y'all. I meant to mute. So, okay. I meant to mute that. So, I'm back, like I said, and we're kicking off another 100-day journey starting next Monday. So we're going to be going for 100 days starting next Monday. And we're going to do a 100-day journey. I am my own guru. So me being out, I got a lot of time to study. I got a lot of time to download, right? I am making some personal changes in my life. I was just telling Kelly Kales that I just feel like I'm at a stage in my life where I don't want to explain my moves. Like, like I don't want to have to explain who I am. I don't want to have to explain or try to get you to, like feel my vibe, or like I'm just at the point where I don't want to have to explain, you know. There's a difference between communication with other people and then feeling the need to explain yourself, right? I got to another part on this journey, y'all, where when I started the channel in September of 2018 and I stepped away like maybe late November, December last year, I wasn't the same person that I started with in 2018. I have grown spiritually, mentally, emotionally. I have learned some things, and I keep, one of the things that I keep telling you guys is like this spiritual journey can be lonely, and it takes work. It's not an easy 1 2 3, like it takes emotional work, it takes mental work, and sometimes it takes physical work, but most importantly it takes spiritual work, right? So I'm going back to the basics. So let me just make this announcement now. I'm not making apologies, like I said, for taking time off. And hey Leslie, I miss you too. I can't apologize for taking the time off that I needed to get me and find me again. When I ended the last 100-day journey last May, I believe, I was depleted. I was done. I had nothing, y'all. Like I was drained. I had nothing. I felt like I had no messages left. I had nothing left to give you guys. So I needed to step away and kind of, refill again. Let me just also say this, right? Within the 100-day guru that we started next Monday, I will be doing private Zoom sessions. So a lot of the messages will not be done on live YouTube. Okay. So you guys can go ahead and email me and I'll send you out the Zoom link. All right. Now it will not, I can't tell you now that it's going to be posted for playback on YouTube. Hey, Tiana. Oh, we have somebody from the United Kingdom. Wow. I'm not going to be posting it on YouTube, right? But you guys can find the download messages that we're going to be doing on Zoom on Patreon. So if you want to join me on Patreon, you can, right? We're going to be doing a 963. So if you sign up on Patreon starting next Monday, you'll be able to see that. And I have that up by the end of business day today, if you guys want to go ahead and get in there earlier. So any of the Zoom calls that you miss will be on playback on my Patreon channel, but you have to be a member for $9.63 a month. Okay. Now, those of you that are on Patreon now, right? That's been on there from since I've been kind of like in hermit mode, I need you to email me because you have a free reading. Okay, so you know who you are. And I'm also going to post a message in Patreon. So those of you that are on Patreon already, you have a free reading for me. That is just thanking you for the support. And I'm also going to post a message on Patreon in case you're not on the live, so you know. Okay, so starting next Monday, you can join the live Zoom for free. I'm not charging you for the live Zoom. Okay, that's gonna be happening on Mondays. But if you missed the live Zoom, you can watch playback on my Patreon channel. Okay, and you guys will see that out there at the end of business today. Now let's get into this. So we have that coming up. Where you're going to be growing, and we're going to be very specific. Okay. And the reason why I'm not going to be posting it on YouTube, and I'll come on YouTube, I'm still going to be doing tarot on YouTube, right? The reason why I'm not going to be posting this stuff on YouTube is because, I already got flagged for some stuff that I said. I'm going to be giving out dates. I'm going to be giving out predictions. And I don't want to get flagged. Okay. So I want to be able to speak freely. So I'm going to do that on Zoom, and then you can find the link on Patreon. Okay. Next up, what do I have next up? Next up, you guys know that we start off a new calendar year, zodiac wise, next Monday, because we're approaching Aries, which is the start of a new year in the zodiac calendar. All right. So y'all know how we do. We kick off that Aries season. No, Kim. You can find content on the 100-day journey on Instagram and on YouTube. So I'll be posting quotes and stuff, right? And I'm gonna be back on here a couple times this week just to make sure everybody have the information. Okay. You're also gonna I'm going to put a link up on the community page where you guys can join the Zoom. Okay, so the Zoom is gonna be free, but if you miss the free Zoom on the day, The playbacks will only be available on Patreon, right? So you can come to the free Zoom, but if you miss that free Zoom, you can only do the replay on Patreon. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. Okay. And I think the Zoom also gives you guys an opportunity if you want to unmute yourself and ask direct questions about what the lesson is. You can also do that, right? So I'm going to be getting into a little bit more mechanics of what's going on in the world today, as well as energetically what you need to know spiritually, chakras, all of the things that I used to do. I'm back doing all of that stuff, but it's just going to be done in a more intimate setting. Okay, so let's get into this. Now, you guys know that there is a full moon coming up. I believe it is on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. Let me just double check. So we got a full moon coming up. Okay. We got a full moon coming up. All right. And hold on one second, y'all. And we also have a new calendar year, right? So I just want to double check the full moon because I believe it's in Libra, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it is in Libra. And I don't know if you guys remember me telling you that you need to pay attention to the skies because there's a lot of things happening in the air right now. And I'm not going to go in too deep today in some things that's been coming through as far as spirit is concerned. We'll pick that up on the Zoom, right? Okay, so it's Friday in Virgo. It's the 18th. Okay, see, y'all know I've been off for a minute. Okay. Why am I thinking Libra? Okay. I don't know why I'm thinking Libra. I was just talking to Kelly Kells about this the other day. All right. So it's the 18th. We got the 18th and so we got 3/18/2022. Here we go. All right, so let's start with the basic breakdown, guys. All right, so you guys know that we are in the year 2022. That is the year 6. So we're in the 6th year, okay? So you guys know, okay, just email me, Tosh, and you are fine, okay? We're in the year 2022, so this is year 6, okay? So if you guys know, when we're studying numerology, year 6 represents creative and destructive power. So we're dealing with your willpower this year. Okay, so you need to be mindful that as we approach Aries season, which is your I am energy, and we're kicking that off on Monday next week, right? As you approach Aries season, which is your I am energy, this is how you're solidifying the next 12 months, okay? So when we step into Aries season, that is how you're solidifying the energy that you are going to be personally walking in for the next 12 months, all right? So we're in the year of a 6. 6 represents creative or destructive power. We're talking about your willpower. 6 is also a mental number. So you need to understand that there's a lot of mental energy, okay, going on this year, right? Where you're literally going to have to mentally, right, tell yourself what to feel, what to think, what not to feel, what not to think, what to let go. Okay, so you guys need to understand that. So we're just going to kick off what the overall energy is in the atmosphere that we need to know as we are approaching Aries season and ending Pisces season as we take this journey together, right? Now, I am going to post a weekly reading for the 100 days so that way you guys can be aware of the energy that's coming up and what you need to do. Oh, we got jumping cards. Okay. So the way I'm going to be doing the readings now is we're going to be doing them by elements. I know I did a lot of daily vibration when we talked about elements. One of the things that's been coming through spiritually is that you guys need to be very mindful of all of the energy, how it works and how you can utilize this energy and make it work for you, okay? I had an experience with a friend today where they caught me, well, a conversation, not so much of an experience because it wasn't my experience. But in real time, I got a phone call today. And in the phone call, They were told, that their license may potentially be suspended because they mailed some information about recertification or something with the license, but they mailed it to the person's wrong address. Okay. Now, they mailed it to the person's wrong address, or an old address from maybe 7 or 8 years ago, right? So they never got the notification, and then finally something came to their new address just by chance because they, quote unquote, they didn't have the new address in the system. And they were told that, basically you weren't going to be able to register your tags because we're about to suspend your license. So this person literally said to me while we're having the conversation, as they're leaving the courthouse, I'm not going to pay attention to what they say. I'm still going to go ahead and try and get my tags. And it was tags for 2 vehicles, right? So left the courthouse where they tell him that you're not going to be able to do this, right? And by the time the hour was over, he had the 2 tags to the 2 vehicles. Okay. So we're working with energy right now with your words, okay, or your sword. All right. So, and this is another thing that we're going to be dealing with for the next 100 days. I'm literally going to be training you about how your words, aka your sword, okay, comes into play every day. Okay. So your word is literally your words, and your sword is literally like your magic wand. So you need to understand how words play out in your experience. Okay. And I've been teaching you guys for years, like you literally create your own reality. So you got to take responsibility for stuff, right? We're working by elements. So we're going to be doing spirit first. Then we're going to be tapping into air energy, which is your thinking. Then we're going to be tapping into water energy, which is your emotions. Then we're going to be tapping into fire energy, which is your action. And then earth energy, which is going to be the physical manifestation of your experiences. Okay. Now, I told you guys last year the name of the game was mental and emotional chess. I've been off now for a little over about 4 months now. I've been kind of in hermit mode, and although I've been in hermit mode, I've been studying. And one of the things that I've been studying is people are not mentally and emotionally well. They're just not. They're not. You can have the best job, pulling in the best money, the baddest chick, the hottest dude. You can have all of that. But that don't mean that your mental and your emotional is on point. That does not mean that you have been doing the work. Okay, so let me give you some examples of what I'm talking about. Okay. If the first place that you go is somebody got something against you and you're dealing with devils and you're dealing with demons all the time, when you encounter some fucked up energy, guess what? Something's going on with your mental. You haven't quite learned yet how to manipulate energy and how to understand archetypes. Okay. So if you think that you're always around people where the energy is fucked up and it's okay for you to spaz out on people, right? So if you're going around thinking that it's okay for you to spaz out on people just because they have bad energy, you need to stop, you need to think, and you need to pull back, and you need to ask yourself some questions, right? I taught you guys for years, whoever controls you emotionally and mentally, you are a puppet to that experience, okay? The energy in the atmosphere has gotten a lot thicker. So if you are not manding your thoughts, and if you're not manding your emotions, you're gonna get fucked up. And I'm just gonna be honest with you in this energy. You're going to be triggered, right? You're going to be feeling depressed and sad and lost. Okay, that's just how it is. There's no way around that. So if you're not manning your thoughts, if you're not manning your emotions, okay, if you're not doing any of that, you're going to get caught up in the source. All right. So that has not changed. Another thing that we're seeing now is the timelines. Remember, we spoke about timelines like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe end of 2019 coming into 2020. We talked about timelines, and we talked about how we were changing timelines, and timelines were no longer the same, and how we were literally going to be seeing it in real time. If you, can anybody give me a thumbs up where you're literally seeing 2 different timelines happen, and some people literally stuck in an old timeline and you have transitioned over to a new timeline, right? So if you've been watching my channel and following me for a while, you should now be seeing that you're no longer in an old timeline. That don't mean everything is perfect. It don't. But you should be able to see that you are no longer in the same timeline that you were 2 years ago. You're just not. Okay. Now, that may look different to some people. Okay. That may look different to some people, right? But you're no longer, I can walk out the door and I can tell you, like, it's literally, I'm living a reality and other people are living a different reality, right? I'm not talking about the reality of what's going on in the world today with the war and all of this stuff. I'm not talking about that yet. We'll do that on the Zoom, right? But I am talking about just your everyday life. In your everyday life, you should be able to see by now, because we've been talking about this for almost 2 years, right? You should be able to see by now you are no longer in the same timeline. Okay, you're no longer in the same timeline. Okay, all right, so let's get it cracking here and see. So this poll is to see the overall energy of what we are going to be working on for the 100-day journey. Okay, so now some of you may need to work on some things mentally, some of you may need to work on some things emotionally, some of you may need to work on some things spiritually, physically, you know, or maybe even in your actions. All right, and that's okay. Ain't nobody perfect. This is the thing. This journey is not about being perfect. This journey is about understanding that each experience that you have, right, can lead you to that inner perfection, I guess, right? I tell you guys all of the time, it is in your imperfection that you're most perfect, right? You're going to have to own your uniqueness in this season. You're going to have to love yourself in this season. And it is okay for you not to have to explain your every move and your every step in this season. You don't have to do that in this season. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if some people are not vibrating on the level that you're vibrating on, they're not gonna fucking get it anyway. They're not gonna get it anyway. They're not gonna get it anyway. All right. So Spirit is saying you need to tap into your creativity as we're stepping into this 100-day journey. All right. Now I got some. So this is what I'm explaining to you guys. I'm literally going to give you the freaking map on this 100-day journey of what planets lie in your brain and how you can fucking jump planets in your brain and how you think it. Like, this is not, I'm going all in. This is not a joke. I am going to map out to you what planets, okay, or ruling particular coordinates in your brain and how you can literally create a map for your life. That's what we're going to be doing in this 100-day. I am my own guru, right? And this is why I'm not going to put this out here because not everybody's ready for that. So if you're really ready for this, show up. Show up. Let me see if I have a picture of the diagram now. I don't think I'm going to put a picture up because y'all can snap it. Y'all gonna get that in the Zoom. But y'all can snap it. I don't even have the book here for me, but y'all can snap it. But we are going to go into literally, right, how your brain works from an astrological standpoint of view. Okay? We're going to do that. And then I'm going to show you how to create a map, okay, for your own reality. Everybody can create their own reality right now. So Spirit is saying you don't have to tap into your creativity. This is also Sakra Chakra energy. When we're dealing with Sakra Chakra, this is emotions. This is the change in emotion that needs to happen within the relationships that you have, right? The relationships that you have, once again, don't got to be with other people. Those relationships could be with yourself, okay? Okay. Okay. So nomadic goddess. That okay, so and y'all know we talk about these movies. Oh, I cannot wait. Y'all, we're gonna get into all of that. I cannot even wait to unpack. So one of the things I want you guys to pay attention to in the movies, now that it's in the top of my mind, I need you guys to pay attention to a lot of these movies that are talking about time travel now and energy, and so just pay attention to that because we are literally in that space and time where some things are coming through, right? And we'll talk about that behind the scenes. I'm not going to do that, but creativity, and this is Sakra Chakra energy. So this, pay attention to your core. And when I say your core circle that you have around you right now, you don't need anybody in your circle right now that doubts what you can accomplish, right? And sets limits on you on what you can do and what you can't do, right? You're going to have to be creative in this energy. And I want to say, because it is a year 6, you're going to have to push yourself this year. Okay, because it's a year 6, this is all about creative and destructive energy in your willpower. Let me just say this also. Some things you're going to have to destroy that you created because they no longer work. So when I talk about creative and destructive energy, destructive does not mean, it doesn't always mean something negative if you have to destroy something. Some things within this journey you will have to destroy because they no longer work. They just no longer work. So year 6, creative destructive power, which will represent your willpower. Your willpower. Okay, so you need to understand that. Okay, in your thought energy is saying you're gonna have to step into determination. This is solar plexus energy. This is solar plexus energy. So these right here are both in your abdomen and your gut. So this right here is telling you pay attention to your gut. Pay attention to your gut, aka pay attention to your intuition. I talk about that all the time, right? Solar plexus energy has to do with your confidence. It has to do with your determination. But this energy can also be ego. He got a big ego, right? Like this can really be ego here. Solar plexus energy can be ego based, pride based, right? But it can also be determination. And let me just nip some things in the bud here, right? When we are talking about ego, you understand that we live in a duality realm. So you can't ever get rid of ego. We in a realm of duality. So when you hear people talk about kill the ego, you can't kill the ego. Ego ain't going nowhere. What you can do is put your ego in check, because your ego is masculine energy. And you need the masculine energy to create sparks, right? To initiate things in this realm. So right now, as we're moving towards this 100-day journey next week, you need to know, tap into your creativity, which means everybody not going to see shit the way you see shit. You need to know that you are going to have to deal with your ego and deal with your pride, right? And tap into your determination, which means you are going to have to find creative way to do problem resolution. You are not able to throw the baby out with the bathwater in this season, especially if you're a Capricorn. So if I got Capricorns on here, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater this season. For my Libras, guess what? You cannot in this season step out and stick your head in the sand like shit don't exist. Scorpios, in this season, you can't just spaz out at anybody with all of this intense energy if you're not working on yourself, right? Kelly's saying why? Because the energy right now, Kelly Kells, is you have the power, year 6, right? Year 6. We talk about year 6, right? 2022. You have the power right now to create or destroy anything that you want. So, and Kelly said she be talking to our whole families. You have the power. Now, don't get me wrong, right? Because we talked about the power to destroy things, right? We talked about the power to destroy things. Some things will need to be destroyed because they just no longer work. They just no longer work, right? Some things just no longer work, so they're going to need to be destroyed. But some things may not necessarily need to be destroyed. They may just need repair, right? They may just need repair. So be mindful. This will be on playback, Kim, so you fine, Kim. This one will be on playback. So be mindful of that. So basically what I'm trying to say in this energy, especially where your solar plexus is concerned, and when I talk about the ego, right? The ego is going to be in a position where it always wants to blame externally first, right? The ego doesn't really want to take responsibility for anything. So what I'm asking you guys just to be mindful of, right? When you feel a feeling comes up, whether it's anger, and me and Kelly talked about this over the weekend, right? We talked about being able to feel what you feel in this season. This is not a season for you to suppress anything. Your emotions are your indicators on this map. So this is not a season for you to suppress anything. If you feel angry, you need to ask yourself, why do I feel angry? Is this a Kamoy problem or is this a them problem? Is it something that, let me give you an example. I had an experience over the weekend where somebody did something really nice for me, right? Really nice for me and benefited their mental health, right? They just didn't want to be in the middle of this situation anymore. They felt like they're the one that initiated the connection. And in order for them to get their peace of mind, they went ahead and they did something really nice for me, right? Now, my little Scorpio ass felt like I'm thankful that you did that for me, but I wish you hadn't done that for me because I had how I wanted to handle the situation on my own. Right? I already in my mind had how I was going to handle the situation, and it did not necessarily going to go down the way that you handled it. Right? I'm being honest. Right? So I felt angry, and in the conversation, this beautiful person was telling me, "Well, Miss Kamor, you don't got to feel angry. Like, they're not there. We're on a higher level now. We could just let all of that go, And she was saying all of the right things, and that is everything that I teach. That is everything that I teach. And she was saying all of the right things. But this is what I don't want you guys to miss. If you do not explore why you felt angry, and I had to explore that. If you do not explore why you felt angry, what is going to happen is you're going to have residuals. You're going to have maybe resentment. You're going to have jealousy. There's going to be something. So feeling what you feel is different from allowing your feelings, right, to be the dictators of how you react. So I'm not saying suppress shit. I was angry. I was mad, and I had to go in and I had to understand why I felt angry. And it had nothing to do with her. She did a beautiful thing. I felt angry and mad because I felt like the person, the other party involved, hey, Alpha! The other party involved, I felt like they did not do their part, and it was not, I felt like they got away with something. I felt like they were not justly handled because of how they handled the situation. To me, I would have left them on pause a little bit longer until I circled back. That's how I felt. I literally felt like they should have waited until I circled back because of how they handled the situation. And because she was in the middle of this, she felt like she just didn't need to deal with the energy anymore. So she did something extremely nice for me, right? But after I went through and understood why I was angry, I was able to release that person. I was able to release that third party person because the universe don't do blind justice. And I also was able to channel that in a different way. And I don't know if I'm going to say on here how I'm channeling that energy now, but what I am going to say is that I now have a way of really walking in love and letting things go, right? I have a way of doing that, and I'm probably going to share that on the Zoom. But it doesn't mean that energetically I have to give you any attention. It doesn't mean that energetically I have to give you any attention. It just means that energetically I have to discover why I'm mad, why I'm angry, why I'm annoyed, why I'm frustrated, why I feel the way I do. And then I can let it go by my method that I newly have. Okay. And once again, this method is just energetic. So if you feel like you need to say, it's done, it's done, it's done, and that's your method, then that's your method, right? But find something for you to identify why you mad, and then you're going to have to find something for your ass to release all of that shit, okay? And if you feel the only way for you to release something is you spazzing out on people, that means you're an emotional puppet. If you can't control your anger and your frustration, right, you are an emotional puppet and emotional slave to other people. And I'm not talking about these once in a moment when you got to check somebody because they don't crank it. I'm talking about people that feels their only means of communication, right, is being nasty to other people. You gotta check yourself, okay? All right, so now where your emotions are concerned, it is saying soul healing. All right. So now this right here is star chakra energy, which means this is pure source energy, which means this is the field. Okay. You're tapping into the field of energy that is available to you. How does that field look? Let's talk about that. How does the field of energy that's available to you look? It's invisible. One of the things that I've been seeing in meditation now is like hexagons. When I close my eyes, I'm seeing like a field of hexagons and sacred geometry. Like it's just like a web of hexagons and sacred geometry, just like all stuck together, right? But this field is all around you and it's in you. And if you pay attention, you can see that you're tapping into this field every day. You've tapped into this field. Thank you, Afro. We're starting another one Monday. We're starting another level up Monday for 100 days. This is going to be the I am my own guru level up. Okay. This field of soul healing is not something that somebody can give to you. This is only something that you can give to yourself. Okay. And soul healing usually requires you to go back to maybe that childhood space, or maybe even go back to some things that were learned and taught in your family that is no longer of value for you anymore, right? Now, and it could be something as simple as your reaction to something. You know, a lot of us were taught to react to things in unhealthy ways. And it doesn't necessarily mean that our parents or, you know, our family, right, were bad or evil or fucked up. It was just what they knew. And compared to what we know now, it's not the same. It's not the same, right? What they knew then compared to what we know now is not the same. So some people are going to have to go on a deep level of healing. Let me give you guys an example. So, I had an experience when my dad died in 2020. My husband circled back. And I use this information about my life so I can offer anybody that's going through any type of healing, any type of crisis, right? Because we all go through shit. So in 2020, my husband circled back, and you know, when you still have love for somebody, you know, I thought it was divine timing, y'all. I thought that this was divine timing. I thought that this was the perfect thing for me. You know, I had 2 kids, and you know, I thought this was going to be perfect. Now, with the circle back, that required certain changes. So there wasn't, you know, because I had grown. So I could no longer accept the old stuff, right? Because I was no longer that same person that he met in my 20s. I just wasn't, right? So there was conversations about things that needed to change and things that needed to be done, okay? And I was very adamant and very clear, like if these things were not done and these changes were not made, then there could be no progression of the relationship. Okay. And this time around, it wasn't going to take me a long time to figure out, you know, progressively if you were doing the things that needed to be done. I have come to a conclusion that people are not necessarily bad people. People just do some fucked up things because emotionally and mentally you're fucked up, you know, and that's just life, right? So the circle back happened. Some promises were made and they were not delivered. Okay. It did not take me long to see that this was not going to work. I think it took me all of October, November, December, by January. So circle back happened in October. By January of the next year, I think that was probably 2021. By January the next year, 2021, I knew that this was not going to transpire. All right. So I had that conversation. We had that conversation and kind of, you know, went our separate ways again. What I didn't know, but I did ask, you know, because a conversation, something came up where I asked if, you know, he had filed for divorce. And I was told no. Let's just say, needless to say, long story short, I found out in my time off, maybe about a month ago, that I've been divorced, y'all. And didn't even know it. Right? Now, I'm not going to give the makings of the backstory to how all of that could have happened, and I don't know, and you know, because there was never a point in space where my address was not had, you know, like all of that, you know, always had my address, always had my phone number. So, and even with the circle back, not once time told me that this was an action that was taken. Okay. I'm going to say this. If I had not done my work, if I had not been doing my work, I can see how a person can be very angry, can be very bitter, right? And want to be revengeful because now, you know, you feel like somebody's playing games with your heart, right? What I did notice was now dating somebody new after that experience, right? What I am noticing was this right here. I'm noticing that in the new relationship, I have to watch myself to make sure I don't sabotage something beautiful because of soul healing, because of shit that happened to me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm noticing that everybody is not my past. I'm noticing that if I want to experience something different, then I have to do something different. Me. I'm noticing that I'm the common denominator in my relationships. You know, I'm noticing that I'm not perfect, but even on my worst days, I'm a fucking awesome person, even on my worst days. I'm noticing that it's okay for me not to have to apologize for taking care of me. I'm noticing that it's okay not to have to explain my every move and my every thought, right? I'm noticing that it's okay for me just to be, just to be. Do you know what it is just to be? Just to be. Okay. So let me also say this because Kelly talks about this all of the time where people speed bump over things, you know? They do things to you and then you circle back wanting an explanation or at least a conversation, right? And they want to speed bump over things like nothing happened, right? And this was a speed bump moment, right? I acknowledged how I feel and I reached out, you know, I sent a picture of the paperwork. And I reach out and still no response as to we've had conversation of other things, but it's kind of like that has not been addressed. So I'm sitting here before you and I'm saying to you guys, I go through shit too. I go through shit. I go through shit just like everybody else. The one thing that I promised myself that I was not going to allow another person to stop me from being loved, feeling love, giving love, or expressing love. I was not going to allow anybody to take that away from me. So if you're not in a place right now where you're open for this deep healing that's being poured out right now, right? You're going to find yourself in a mental and emotional place that is not producing you the things that you want to experience. You're going to find that. Right? Now, I want to say this also. Okay? Nobody is responsible for guessing what you want or what you feel or what you think in this season. Okay? So, in your actions, communication is going to be key, and this is throat chakra energy. And I want to be clear here because when we talk about throat chakra, which is one of the things that I needed to deal with the shoulders, right? Because this is all Gemini energy. Oh, here's Gemini energy, right? So dealing with the throat chakra, right? Gemini energy communication. I want to specify and I really want to let you guys know this does not necessarily mean communication with other people. This could mean you communicating with yourself. Have you taken the time to sit and listen to yourself? Have you taken the time to listen to exactly what your spirit is saying to you? That's what I needed to do for the past 4 months. I needed to listen to what my spirit was saying to me. I needed to listen. I did so much readings. I had so much other people's energy in me. There was stuff going on legally. You know, there was so much stuff going on, right? That I needed to stop and listen to me. So in the frame of your actions, you want to be very clear that there's going to have to be some communication going on. And for some of you, the communication may not even be external communication. It may just be internal communication, right? So this journey is going to require you to communicate. And for some people, it may be literally you communicating with another person or other people or a community. Right? So in your actions as we're moving forward in this 100-day journey, right? Know that communication is going to be required. And let me just say something because I'm a Scorpio, right? That is the main archetype. I have to display and learn all 12 archetypes because we operate in all 12 of them. But one of the things that comes here with this particular archetype under the Scorpion archetype is that we can communicate without words, which means I can literally hear things that you're not saying, right? I can hear them. I can feel them. Okay. So let me show you how this can play out also. You can walk into a room and you were feeling light before you walked into a room. And you walk into a room and all of a sudden your spirit feels heavy. It feels weighed down. You feel sad. You feel depressed, right? That's a form of communication too. Spirit and the energy within that space is communicating to you what's going on. So please be mindful. Communication it's not always going to be with another person. It could be with yourself, and it doesn't always have to be verbal. Okay? The energy in the atmosphere could be trying to communicate to you also. All right? This is throat chakra energy. This is Gemini's energy. All right? And you know, when we talk about Gemini, we talk about that duality, the twins. Right? So we're going back once again to masculine and feminine energy. And if you have not learned anything from my channel, I break this down to you energetically. Masculine energy is your ego, your logic, okay? Your feminine energy is your emotions and your intuition. That's what that is. Okay, so masculine energy and ego is going to be a positive charge when we're dealing with it on an energetic level. Okay, feminine energy is going to be a negative charge. It does not mean that you are negative. Okay, energetically, you cannot have electricity. I cannot be talking to you today without a positive and a negative charge. You need a positive and a negative charge. You need that 1 and you need that 0, even in computer language. You do not get away from that masculine, aka positive, feminine, aka negative energy. It's an energy, it's the charge. And guess what? What we're going to be dealing with in this 100 days is the grounding aspect. I went to school for audio engineering. We had to learn how to fuse cables together. You always have a grounding aspect when you're dealing with electricity, when you're dealing with energy. And you are that grounding aspect. You are that neutralizer. The world is not going to change by you changing other people. The world is going to change by you changing. That's how the world is going to change. So if you're sitting back and waiting for other people to make this giant change and for your life to be better, I'm going to tell you right now, you fucked. You just fucked. Okay? You were just fucked. No way around that. Okay? So last, if you are tapping into everything that we just talked about, if you are tapping into your creativity, and this is what Spirit is saying, find new ways to create problem resolution, to create the things that you need. Allow your imagination to expand, right? So if you thinking you can't do something because of XYZ, you know what? I think, okay, I could do that. I don't know how it's going to unfold, but I'm open. I don't know how that's going to unfold, but I'm open, right? Chakra energy. This has to do with your emotions, relationship, and the changes that are unfolding in those things. Okay. So you need creativity. This is what Spirit is saying. In your thoughts, you got to be determined, which means that negative self-talk that people be doing, that means how you be getting, in your feelings about stuff. Ask yourself first, why am I in my feelings? Why am I angry? And then be determined to do problem resolution, because we're dealing right here with solar plexus energy, which means that you have the power to create or destroy. Is this something that I need to destroy mentally, emotionally, or physically? Do I need to sever the tie, right? Hey, baby, how was school? Do I need to sever the tie? You're going to have to be determined to watch your thoughts in this season. You cannot allow your thoughts to run wild, especially on something that's not going to produce the outcome that you want. And let me just say, you may have to do this 1,000 times, just depending on what it is. You may have to literally tell yourself something different 1,000 times. Your emotions are saying, heal that shit. Don't walk around with anger. Transmute anger. Don't manage stress. Transmute your stress. That's what we're going to be doing in 100 days. We're going to learn how to transmute stress. It ain't no managing your stress. You don't got to manage stress. You can literally transmute your stress. And we're going to learn how to do that for the next 100 days, starting next Monday, okay? In your actions, you're going to have to communicate. And this could be silent communication. This could be verbal communication. This could be physical communication, right? And if you are doing all of these things, the physical outcome or the earth energy is saying what you're going to experience is abundance. And I can't make this shit up. Y'all just saw me pull the cards at the top of the hour. Okay. This is root chakra energy, which is not surprising to me. Your root chakra is what's grounding you. That's where your money lies. That's where your fear lies. This is where your stability lies, your fight or flight mode. So if this energy right here is fucked up, if you don't have a great understanding about how you ground yourself, your whole shit is going to be off. Okay? Your whole shit is going to be off. It is. All right, so let's look at some of the challenges that you guys need to know as you're going to be moving through this 100-day journey. So I just mapped it out for you just energetically with the 5 elements, right? The 5th element being spirit, how we're going to be moving in this 100 days. I got my jumbo cards. I love these cards. See how big they are? All right. All right. What else? What's the other message that you want us to know about creativity? What's the message for creativity? What's the message for creativity? What is the message for creativity? Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to split the deck. Whatever's been disappointing you from the past, right? You're gonna have to deal with it. Whatever past disappointments that you have, you're gonna have to deal with it. Hey, how are you? Anisha, how are you, my love? Okay. Whatever past experience you are disappointed on, you need to deal with it. You know, some people can have nostalgia, but within that nostalgia, they're not thinking about anything. They could be thinking about pain. There's a story. Oh, thank you. I'm back. We're doing a 100-day journey level up starting next week. There's a story from one of my old in-laws, you know, where this lady talked about being cheated on. She talked about being cheated on and how that really affected her. And she told the story, and it was with so much passion, y'all, that you can literally feel the experience. And at the end of the story, she let you know that it was this happened 30 years ago. You would not know that this happened to this lady 30 years ago, but she was sitting in passion, nostalgia, right? This right here, this is passion coming back. Okay, nostalgia. Paired with the 8 of Cups, disappointments, regrets. Okay? You're going to have to find a creative way to deal with all of that stuff. Remember, I told you this is chakra energy. This is emotions, relationship, and the change that needs to happen. And some people not even aware that the relationship that you need to fix most is the relationship with yourself. What have you been telling yourself about yourself? Right? What have you been telling yourself about yourself? What disappointments, right? What have other people been telling you about yourself that you've been accepting as true and it's not true? Okay. Determination. You got the Tower card and you got the 2 of Pentacles. So when we're dealing with the Tower energy, you already know that we're dealing with Saturn's energy. So we're talking about I might not have even got that right. So we're talking about unexpected change. We're talking about things that's not in your control that you can change, right? We're literally talking about balancing your life with this 2 of Pentacles energy. I'm sorry, the Tower card is not Saturn. The Tower card is Mars energy. All right. Tower card is Mars energy, which means action. So that's either stepping in Aries energy, which is bigger picture, right? There's going to have to be some type of action that you need to take and bring it into balance. And this is showing up in the place of where your thoughts are. This is air energy. How are you thinking? What's your perception on things? Okay. Watch how you think about a thing. Watch how you view a thing. Your perception in this season is going to be very important. So that's something we're going to be tackling, for the next 100 days. Okay. In the position of your emotions, you have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and you also have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. This is relationship where may not have been enough teamwork, not enough effort put in to make things happen. This right here is like somebody's like, I don't feel like putting in the work. I don't know if I want to put in the work. Right? I don't know if I want to put in the work, but what you have to know is there is healing to be done. Right? So whatever you feel like externally somebody needs to change, you just need to go in internally and take a look at yourself. You know what I've noticed, like, especially in this spiritual journey, like, as soon as you get to one level, you've leveled up in one level, it's kind of like something else pops up that you thought that you've already worked on, or you didn't even know was there, and it just kind of shows up. All right? So, in the space of your actions where it was asking you to communicate, right, you have the Eight of Wands, and you also have the King of Wands energy, right? Eight of Wands energy is this is going to be happening quickly. You're going to be seeing change happening quickly. You're going to see quick communication. So this feels very like text messages, or this feels very electronical-ish to me. Like whatever is going to be happening. Some of you can get a text message that's going to trigger something, or some type of email, or something in black and white that's going to make something move quickly for you, right? The King of Wands is saying, okay, you've been through some shit before. You know some shit. Are you going to apply your lessons now? This is somebody that's stable in their thinking, right? Because we're either dealing with Aries energy here, we're dealing with Sagittarius's energy, or we could also be dealing with Aquarius's energy, right? But this is energy where you are coming in with more of a maturity. This is mature energy, okay? This is mature energy. And it's going to be happening quickly. So in your communication, what you can find is mature communication, and you're not going to be holding on to things. Okay, mature communication, and you shouldn't, at least you shouldn't be holding on to things in this energy. Okay, as we're communicating. So you know there's some things that's going to change. You know that there may be some, and let me just say this. I want to explain this tower moment over here too. Okay. I want to explain this tower moment over here too. For me, and this is just for me when I'm reading cards, right? When I see this tower card upright, that lets me know that this is usually a change that you are implementing. If it comes out reverse, this lets me know that you may not have so much control over it. But this lets me know that this is usually a change, right, that you are taking because you need balance. Okay? So this does not necessarily mean anything outside of that. And last but not least, we have the Hierophant and the Ten of Swords. You know, the Hierophant, once again, is going to be Taurus's energy, okay? And with the Hierophant, what you need to understand is this deals a lot with tradition, right? The Hierophant deals a lot with tradition. But also the Hierophant is determination, okay? The Hierophant is also determination. The Ten of Swords is, I want to say a lot of painful stuff, a lot of betrayal stuff, but this can also be a new beginning, right? So whatever painful stuff, you're determined to get past that and get to your abundance, okay? All right, y'all. So let me recap because this is going to be on playback for those of you that missed the live, all right? So I'm going to be back later on this week, a few more times this week, just to make sure that you guys have all of the promotion. You are going to see links up, okay, where you can go ahead and sign up for all of this information. Recap is going to be, we are starting our 100-day level up journey. I am my own guru. That is going to start in Aries season, which is going to be next Monday, okay? And then what we're going to do is we are going to be meeting via Zoom, okay? Once a week via Zoom. That is going to be free. You do not need to pay for the Zoom, okay? So we start a level up on Monday, a level up journey on Monday, okay? We're going to be meeting once a week on Zoom. You're going to be getting your weekly tarot that you're going to find on YouTube, okay? If you are not able to make the Zoom lives, which are free, right, you will be able to find the playback, but it's only going to be listed on Patreon, okay? So you can sign up for the Patreon at the end of the day, right? By tomorrow, that's going to be up where you can sign up for the 100-day journey for $9.63. There is a reason, because we're dealing with the numbers 369. Okay, so for the whole 100 days, we're going to be dealing with the numbers 369. I just have them in reverse, but you can sign up on Patreon for $9.63 starting tomorrow. And that is going to give you access to any of the information that you've missed. Okay, the Zoom will be free, but if you want playbacks or any additional information, you're going to have to be a member on Patreon. Okay, you're still going to continue to get your tarots on YouTube, so you guys can find information on YouTube. You're also going to be able to find information on Instagram. Okay, so I'm going to be all over social media in this. Okay, so social media is Instagram. All right. For the daily stuff about the 100 days, you can find that on Instagram. You're also going to find some posts on YouTube. For the one big meaty discussion that we're going to be having once a week, that's going to be live on Zoom, and it is free. I am going to provide a link for you, and you will be able to find that link in the community page. If you missed the Zoom link, you can do playback, but you're going to have to be part of the Patreon community to do so, okay? All right, so if you just came in and you were not here at the top of the hour, you can find playback. I miss you guys. I talked a little bit about what was going on and why I was in hermit mode for almost 5 months. Okay, but I am back now. We start our level up journey for 100 days starting Monday in Aries season. It's a new year. So we're going into Aries season knowing some shit. Okay, I will be teaching you within this 100 days journey. We're going to be working on your brain, and we're going to be working on how the planets work in your brain. So there are different planets that's responsible for different parts of your brain. Okay, so we're going to be mapping out how you move, how other people move via the planetary map in their brain. Okay, and that's what the Zooms are going to be about. I am going to be doing predictions and stuff on the Zoom. Okay. And I know a lot of the predictions that we talked about are happening now. The new timelines, the stuff that's going on in the ear, you know, and I'm pretty sure if I go back, I can find some more stuff that was predicted that is happening. Okay. All right. I miss y'all. I miss you guys so much, and I'm glad I am back. Okay. Today is Monday. I'm going to be back here live on Wednesday. I got too much going on tomorrow. I got doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I'm not even going to do it to myself, okay? But I'll be back here Wednesday. Again, we're going to do another pull on Wednesday. And you guys are going to have some more information about the level up journey, okay? Watch the playback. If you missed the whole thing, I have in the beginning how the level up journey is going to go. I'm excited. I'm back. I miss you guys. And, yeah, we got to decode these movies. Check out them. All of these movies that are out now are talking about time machines and time jump and all of that stuff. And we are going to talk about some stuff. You are welcome, Leslie. Leslie, I miss you. Oh, Leslie, the meditations are coming back also. The moon meditations are coming back also. Okay. That's going to come back once we hit Aries season. So the next cycle, the next new moon, I'll kick off the next new moon. But that's not going to happen on the actual new moon. I need you guys to know that, because that's too draining. It'll either happen a couple of days before the new moon or the day before, okay? But the meditations are coming back. And if you need a personal reading, you guys can go ahead and email me at foryourinnervoice@gmail.com. I'm going to see you guys back here on Wednesday, okay? And watch the playback, y'all. 100-day level up journey starts next Monday. I got so much good shit for y'all. Yeah, y'all going to be prepared as we move through this energy this year. You are going to be prepared. Remember, it's a year 6, okay? Which means it is a year of your willpower, creative or destructive energy. What do you need to create? What do you need to destroy so you can create the reality that you want? Okay. All right. I love you guys. Thank you all so much. I'm so happy my community is back. How many of y'all are on, let me just get a quick thing. How many of you guys are on Clubhouse? Because I want to know if I should be doing a Clubhouse at the same time too. For those of you that may not necessarily be able to do it by via Zoom, I want to know if I should open up a Clubhouse and do like a duel. Do like a duel. On any of you on Clubhouse? Waiting to see if you're on Clubhouse. If I have a good bit of people on Clubhouse, then I'll do some stuff on Clubhouse too. Okay, Tasha on Clubhouse. Okay, all right. Okay, find me on Clubhouse. I just need to let you guys know. I need to see. I haven't been back for a while, so I know it's gonna take. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Zoom in Clubhouse. All right. Ooh, my neck look a little fat right there, y'all. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, you're not super active? I'm not either, Ashley. I like the intimacy of Zoom. We are definitely doing a Zoom. So the Zoom is definitely happening. Clubhouse, not so sure. But Zoom is definitely happening, okay? Links for everything will be up this week, okay? And like I said, the Zoom lectures are going to be free. But if you miss them, you're going to have to go to Patreon for playback, okay? And any additional information for this level up journey that you don't get on the free stuff, you can find them on Patreon, all right? All right, Ashley, Nomadic Goddess, my wonderful moderators. I appreciate and thank you guys so much. Afro, Crypto, whoever we got, Tosh, Anisha, Kelly Kells, Karen, sister. Thank you guys so much. Kim, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm gonna see you guys back here on Wednesday. I am back, and we have a lot of things to do. A lot of things to do. We're gonna be back with the next reading. I am launching a new tarot channel. Okay, so you guys are gonna see that coming up in Aries season 2. I'm launching a new tarot channel. It's just going to be strictly tarot. Strictly tarot, okay? Strictly timeless tarot, okay? So, hey, Aisha! Aisha, I'm going to be back here on Wednesday. I'm back. You can watch a playback, and I'm starting another 100-day journey next Monday. So, watch a playback, and you'll get all of the information, okay? My loves, I miss you guys. I will see you guys on Wednesday, all right? I'm coming back on Wednesday so I can break all of this down again before we kick off on Monday, all right? Bye, my loves.